Hey, I had an episode the other day where we were working around here in the shop, and one of the things in the background was the right rear tire off of this Kubota LX3310. Several folks asked what was going on, and actually I had a big explanation of what I was doing back here, and we lost all the audio. So good time for me to catch up on it today, because here I am again with the rear wheel off again. What I've been working on here are these rear hydraulic outlets. These are the two add-on rear SCVs that we got with the LX3310 as an option. These were dealer installed, but the kit apparently comes with a 1/4 inch ISO B coupler. So I guess it's some sort of a standard, but all rear attachments for ag equipment or anything hydraulic that I have seen, even for smaller tractors, use 1/2 inch ISO A, ISO Ag fittings. So the first thing I needed to do was to replace these couplers, the couplers that were on there, with the 1/2 inch ISO Ag. I thought that would be easy, but it's proven to be quite difficult. When we first got this tractor, we had a little bit of video of the rear SCVs and how I said they weren't very easy to access, and Neil Messick said they were protected, I believe was his word, or hidden, I don't know. And I think it was a sales guy talk. These are really hard to get to, and I've had to make a couple of modifications even to make them work. With the 1/2 inch couplers, if you'll notice this one's offset, I just had to put an extra pipe nipple in here because side by side they wouldn't work. They wouldn't go back and forth. So I've got them like this. I really would like to have the rear SCV way up here, easy to access, instead of where they are. So these come straight out, and then I put 90s on these. The original ones had 45s, but 45s wouldn't work once we got to the 1/2 inch size, so I've got 90s, so they're kind of sticking up in there. I'm not very happy with this in a couple of reasons, and one of the reasons is it's hard to access when I'm down here. The other reason is I had to do all this myself. It seems to me like the manufacturer's kit should have had ISO A fittings on it, 1/2 inch for the rest of the world. And they should have had nice mounts and locations right up here. There's a crossbar right here. Been great to attach them there, or even up here. Lots of ways to have got them up where a user could actually use them.
Okay, we got it all going now. We'll get started on the neighbor's ditch bank.
And the smoke come out of this tractor. But after it's been idled for a little while, the smoke just rolls out of it when I run full throttle and actually pull it a little bit.
Later in the day that day, I had my first Regen on the LX3310, 15.8 hours. And the Regen took a good 20 minutes. I wish I'd have timed it specifically. By contrast, the 2038 hours first Regen was at 53 hours. I've had either 3 or 4 total Regens with the 2038R at 250 hours. You can trim in some pretty unique positions with this particular mower. Check out how I've backed in around this post. I can get a lot of this grass here. Couple of things to notice here. It's a bit difficult to get right down in the bottom of the ditch on both sides. It's a combination of driving perfectly as well as keeping the offset of the flail set just where you want it. It's pretty easy to leave a little strip right there in the bottom.
Tractor's handling the mower fine, no worries. Both from a horsepower standpoint and from a weight standpoint, no issues.
The other thing to note is that I'm mowing pretty low. Well, you notice it more on the earlier pass here, to the right of the mower. We have raised that rear roller to its highest position so that the mower cuts as low as possible. We find that it cuts much better in this position. But on that first strip there, it looked like it was almost scalping, so maybe it's a little bit too low. Or perhaps I needed to raise my 3-point hitch a little bit. Now I find this position and angle one of the most difficult to handle. The tractor's leaning a lot, and with the mower extended, it makes it pretty light on the left-hand side. There is a tipping risk, but only when the mower is raised. Additionally, you want the left end of the mower to be right there in the bottom of the ditch so you can get the rest of the grass. Overall, getting everything adjusted perfectly and ready to mow is a little bit difficult and a little bit tricky when using this angle. Notice that I turn the tractor up out of its steep pitch there before I raise the mower. Now we move to the road ditch on the other side of our house. In fact, you can see our shed and shelter logic, I believe, there on the left. You can also see the tower where we have the tower project. This, of course, is not our property. It's actually owned by the upcoming subdivision and still farmed by the farmer that owned it before. It's traditional in this area that the farmer takes care of mowing the road ditches. However, for a variety of reasons, this farmer won't be doing so we'll take care of it.
Now, the farmer's actually planting out here today, presumably corn. So this is about the last day I can get out here and actually travel on his field. I thought it'd be a good time to mow some of these weeds down out here. They'll probably spray everything beyond the area that I mow.
You'll see a lot of different flail mowers, offset flail mowers even, on YouTube. This one's a bit more expensive than most of them, but once you get up close to it, you can see why. It starts with the gearboxes. They're much stronger, according to the manufacturer, than those chosen for the other brands.
Now this is the type of area I have to be careful, because when I first put that mower out there like that, it's pretty heavy on the tractor, and I could easily tip the tractor. So here I wasn't leaning too much, so it really wasn't too bad. But yeah, the tractor could tip if you get the tractor leaning very much, and then whip that mower out real fast.
In addition to the gearboxes, there's a lot of attention to detail on this particular mower. The hydraulic hoses, for example, are double wrapped. Each hose has a rubber wrap on it, and then each pair of hoses has a nylon wrap on the top. You can see that one here.
For a piece of plastic.
I've used this mower like every attachment we have, I guess, in some pretty rough conditions. I feel like I have to push these attachments to make sure they'll hold up to whatever you guys throw at them. And believe it or not, that's what the manufacturers want us to do. We choose partners like Maschio that are quite confident in their attachments because they've designed them better than the competition. They want us to push them to the limits. Check out agfolks.com. You can get your Maschio flail mowers or other Weekend Warrior Maschio attachments there. Use coupon code TTWT for a 5% discount. I think this is looking really good here. Looks like I've mowed it with a lawnmower. The flail does a great job of mulching up the clippings without throwing them everywhere.
This mower, it makes it really mow nice. It looks like a yard when you're done with it. Got a cardboard box here. We'll see what happens to it. Now we have 15 cardboard boxes behind us. At least cardboard will be great. There you
We're getting ready for our next comparison episode between the LX3310 and the Deere 2038R. We're waiting on some equipment. We think we've got an interesting test planned, and we need some extra equipment to do it. So I've got the equipment ordered, should be here within the next week or so, and then we can get started on this particular test. I'm excited about it, something I've not done before, and I'm happy to show you guys the results. Meanwhile, as you saw at the beginning of this episode, just equipping and using the tractor in everyday purposes here is really helping us to get a better understanding of the similarities and differences between the two. We're going to continue to do so.
After our little incident last year, we never got any calls. Never saw any service trucks up here. So makes me wonder if anybody's even using these. Folks, this is not the easiest mower to use. You've got to concentrate, you've got a lot of things going on. So it's a little bit complex to use, but I must say that it will do an amazing job, and it will allow you to reach out and mow things that you just can't reach very easily otherwise. It does a great job trimming around things. You can reach right out, trim, works really well. Folks, I hope you've enjoyed this. I think we got this project done for today. What a beautiful day. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time on Tractor Time with Tim.